Welcome to this studio recorder video from the American Printing House for the Blind. I'm your host, Rob Meredith, a software developer here at APH. Today, we'll cover the basics of what you'll need to get started so you'll be prepared to use Studio Recorder. First, let's talk about audio devices. An audio device is the thing that gets audio in and out of your computer. These audio devices are sometimes referred to as sound cards. Although your computer likely has a built-in sound card, you won't want to use that sound card for serious recordings. Built-in sound cards lack the necessary input connectors and quality to make serious recordings. Generally, you'll need a USB audio device. These come in two broad categories: USB microphones and USB audio interfaces. A USB microphone oftentimes is basically a microphone with an audio interface built into it. If you choose a USB microphone and you are using a screen reader, be sure your USB microphone has a headphone jack. This will allow you to plug a set of headphones into the microphone and hear your screen reader's speech as well as your own voice as you record. If you want to use a more specific or perhaps more professional microphone, you'll need an audio interface with at least one mic preamp and a microphone with an XLR connection. Alternatively, you may choose to use a mixer along with an audio interface and plug your microphone into your mixer and then plug the mixer into the audio interface. Using a mixer allows you to mix multiple sources together into one recording. For example, you may have several microphones positioned in front of several guests, where you may want to do real-time mixes of music or other sound effects into your spoken word content. Once you've chosen your microphone and audio interface, it's time to start thinking about where you'll actually physically make your recordings. You'll need either a very quiet room, an isolation booth, or perhaps even a recording studio where you can produce nice, quiet recordings. Be sure the room is isolated from common environmental noises, such as traffic, kids playing, dogs barking, and doors slamming. You'll also want to try your best to be sure the sound of your computer running is not included in the recording. This may require placing the computer outside of a booth. Finally, there are special considerations if you are using a screen reader. The goal is to be sure that none of your screen reader's speech gets into your recordings. To do this, you'll need to use a set of headphones connected to your USB microphone or audio interface. If you're using a mixer, you could connect the headphones to the mixer as well. You'll then need to tell your screen reader to route its output to your selected audio device. To do this, if you're a JAWS user, simply press the JAWS key with J. The JAWS key is usually either insert or caps lock. Then press U followed by O, followed by the right arrow key. This opens a menu where you can select the sound card for JAWS to use. If you are using NVDA, simply press the NVDA key with N and open the Preferences menu. Then select Settings. From there, you can select Audio and tab over to the box where you can select your preferred audio device. We hope you enjoyed this Getting Started video. Please check out our other videos on Studio Recorder. This has been a Studio Recorder video from the American Printing House for the Blind.